Hello friends. Today we are going to see the last part of electrophilic aromatic substitution, and that is electrophilic aromatic substitution on substituted benzenes where one group already exists on the benzene ring. How does it affect the incoming group? So I will share my presentation. If you like the lecture, please like and subscribe to the channel. So, starting with electrophilic aromatic substitution of substituted benzenes. Let me make it full screen. So, we have seen electrophilic aromatic substitution in benzene. Now, let us see in substituted benzene. If you have any doubts, you can mail to me on this mail address. So, let us see electrophilic aromatic substitution in substituted benzenes. Let us take an example of nitration reaction. The starting material that I have taken is nitrobenzene. Now, when nitration of benzene takes place, there is only one place where nitro group can go. But in nitration of nitrobenzene, the nitro group can go to ortho position as shown over here, or the nitro group can go to para position, meta position, or it can go to para position. So which is energetically the most profitable position? Let us see that. As we all know, nitro group is an electrophile, right? So the electrophile is attacked by the benzene ring. When the benzene ring attacks the electrophile, when this double bond breaks, the nitro group can go either to ortho position or para position. Let us see if the nitro group goes to ortho position. Obviously, the positive charge, since the double bond is lost, the positive charge goes to meta position. Now, let us see the resonating structures for this. There is a positive charge, so this can move. Very sorry about this. During curve, this changes. Okay. The electron pair moves towards the positive charge. Sorry. And this structure is formed. The double bond has been shifted here. Since the double bond is shifted here, the positive charge comes on this carbon. Okay. Now, there is one more resonance structure possible where this double bond shifts and the positive charge now comes on this carbon. Okay. Now, have a look at this structure very carefully. There is a positive charge over here. Okay. And adjacent to it is a nitro group where there is positive charge once again on the nitrogen. So two positive charges adjacent to each other becomes a specially unstable structure. Let us see what happens in meta attack. When there is meta attack, the incoming nitro group goes at meta position. Obviously, since this double bond is broken, the positive charge goes to ortho position. Okay. Now, this structure also resonance is possible. So just see how resonance is possible. This double bond moves. As a result, now a new double bond is created over here and the positive charge comes over here. There is one more resonating structure possible where this double bond moves and the positive charge comes over here. Now, in all these three structures, the positive charge never goes on the carbon that is bearing the nitro group. I'm very sorry about this. Look at all these three structures. the positive charge has never gone on this carbon, which bears the nitro group. Okay. Now, coming to the para attack. Para attack is also equally possible. Now, para attack, let me write this structure so that everybody knows the para attack. Para attack will involve this double bond. Okay. There is a nitro group, NO2 plus, and this double bond will be involved in attacking the nitro group. There is already one nitro group over here. So as a result, the positive charge goes to this carbon. Have a look at it. The positive charge has gone on this carbon. Now, I will try to move the positive charge because resonance is possible. Now, how the positive charge moves? Remember, the double bond on the adjacent carbon can only shift. So the double bond from the adjacent carbon shifts. As a result, this carbon becomes positively charged. Again, that is the carbon to which nitro group is attached. And so, two positive charges adjacent to each other. This carbon is positively charged. This carbon is positively charged and this nitrogen also is positively charged. Two positive charges adjacent to each other makes the structure specially unstable. Now, one more resonating structure is possible and that is this. So this results in a shift of positive charge. Now, have an overall look at all the structures. The para attack creates one specially unstable structure. The meta attack does not create one specially unstable structure. All are equivalent. Ortho attack also creates one specially unstable structure. And so, what happens is ortho and para attack are not possible, whereas meta attack is a favored attack. Everybody gets this, I suppose. Meta attack is a favored attack because there is no unstable structure created. Now, nitro group was an electron withdrawing group, right? Nitro group is called as an electron withdrawing group. Now we come to another group that is electron donating. Amino group is an electron donating group. Why is it called as an electron donating group? Because there is a pair of electron. This can be donated. Once again, the same procedure. Let us see how the attack happens. Okay. The electrophile is nitro. So this is attacked by the benzene ring. The substitution can be ortho substitution like shown over here, or meta substitution which is shown over here. In that case, the positive charge goes to ortho position. Likewise, para attack like this can generate a para substituted structure with a positive charge over here. Now, let us see how it can resonate. Okay. The positive charge is here. Adjacent carbon double bond can shift. So when this double bond shifts, let us see how to write the structure. Remember, you write the double bonds which are not changed first. Okay, this double bond is not changed, so write that first. The new double bond has appeared over here, and so this carbon gets the positive charge. Now next, still more resonating structures are possible. Okay, just see this double bond can move over here. Now, write the structure in such a way that you write the double bonds which are not changed first. This double bond is not changed in this electron transfer, so write that first. Now write the newly formed double bond. The newly formed double bond is here. Okay, so the positive charge comes over here. Okay, now you know that there is a pair of electrons. We have already shown that over here. So what happens? There is an additional structure. And this additional structure can be formed like this. Okay, there is NH2 plus. Rest of the double bonds will be the same. So just see, this double bond is not altered. Draw it. This double bond is not altered. Okay. And what is so special about this structure? The speciality of this structure is, although more electronegative atom is carrying the positive charge, here is a structure where all the atoms have their octet complete. Can you see here? There is no electron deficient atom. And therefore, this becomes a specially stable structure. Okay. Same is the case with para attack. Just see over here, I have drawn the first structure. Now this positive charge can move, the electron pair can move over here. Okay. When the electron pair moves over here, what happens is, just see, this double bond is unaltered, so draw that first. Now only newly formed double bond. It was initially here, now it has come over here and the positive charge has gone over here. Okay. Once the positive charge goes over here, there are two possibilities. First, let us write the traditional possibility which was there for ortho attack also. When the positive charge is here, this double bond can move. Okay. And when this double bond moves, what happens? Draw the structure. This double bond is unaltered, so draw that first. Now this has moved over here. Okay. And the positive charge comes over here. But there is another possibility, and that another possibility is just like ortho attack. Instead of this double bond moving, now what happens is this pair of electrons on nitrogen moves. Okay. When the pair of electrons on nitrogen moves, how will you draw the structure? When you are drawing the structure, just ensure that these two bonds are not changed that time. So draw them. And this is the structure. Again, this structure is a specially stable structure because all the atoms have their octet complete. Okay. As against that, look at this meta substitution. There is a positive charge over here. So there is only one way of writing resonating structure. The adjacent carbon double bond shifts. Okay. So when the adjacent carbon double bond shifts, what happens? I'm insisting this again and again because this is where students make a mistake. And therefore, this is the old double bond. Old meaning this is not altered. So draw that first. Now this double bond, newly formed double bond, and the positive charge comes over here. There is still more resonance possible where this shifts. Okay. When this shifts, what happens? Let us see. This double bond was not altered, so draw that first. Now this double bond is altered over here, and obviously positive charge will be over here. Now look at this entire structure and you will realize that in this meta attack, there is no structure which is more stable like in ortho or para substitution. Okay. And therefore, meta attack is less likely, whereas ortho-para substitution is more likely when the substituent is electron donating. I hope I have made myself clear. Now, let us go to which substituents are electron withdrawing, which are electron donating. Just remember one thing, you need not by heart this chart of electron donating and electron withdrawing substituents. If you know the periodic table well, then you will be able to derive it yourself. And that is the beauty of organic chemistry. You need not by heart a lot of things. Look at this OH. There are two lone pairs of electrons on the oxygen. This oxygen will be directly attached to the aromatic ring. Same is the case with ether. In amino group, there is one pair of electrons. Okay. In reverse ester also, like this OCOR, there are two pairs of electrons. Halogens have three pairs of electrons. NHCOCH3 has one pair of electrons. Okay. And in alkyl groups do not have a pair of electrons on the carbon, but alkyl groups have electron donating inductive effect. Okay. All other groups have electron donating resonance effect. I hope I have made myself clear. This is electron donating inductive effect. So these are also electron donating, whereas all these donate electrons by resonance. As against that, look at these. All these structures are positively charged or partially positively charged atom which is attached to aromatic ring. If nitro is the substituent, nitrogen is positively charged. If carboxylic acid is the substituent, then this carbonyl carbon is positively charged, partially positively charged. And so acid, ketone, aldehyde, and ester, everything has this carbon partially positive. If it is partially positively charged, it cannot donate electrons. On the other hand, it withdraws electrons. And therefore, all these groups are called as electron withdrawing groups. Okay. So, these groups are electron withdrawing. These groups are electron donating. Now, how will you know whether any group is electron donating or electron withdrawing? You know how many electrons are there in the outermost orbit of each atom. Okay. Just draw the number of electrons and you will realize that if it has lone pairs of electrons, it is electron donating. If it has a partial or a full positive charge, then it is electron withdrawing. Alkyl groups, remember, are electron donating by resonance, not by resonance, but by inductive effect. Okay. So, once again, looking at electrophilic aromatic substitution in substituted benzenes. Okay, this is the substituent. The Y is a substituent. This substituted benzene reacts with an electrophile, ortho attack, meta attack, and para attack. Once again, this is being covered so that you learn how to write the mechanism. This is the place where students make most of the mistakes. So, the mechanism. Okay. Similarly, here the mechanism. Similarly, here the mechanism. There is one more structure which I have left for you to write. Now remember, in such cases, when there is ortho or para attack, the substituent attached carbon gets a positive charge. In meta attack, the substituent attached carbon does not get a positive charge. And so, when Y releases electrons, this structure is stabilized. When Y withdraws electrons, this structure is destabilized. Okay, and so when electron releasing groups are present or electron donating groups are present, then the attack is favored at ortho and para position. But when electron withdrawing groups are present, the attack is favored at meta position. Next point is, we say very easily ortho para attack is favored. But whether ortho product is more formed or para product is more formed, that depends upon various factors. If the existing Y, the existing substituent is smaller in size, then ortho product is more than the para product. Just see toluene, when it is alkylated with methyl iodide, the ortho product is more in amount than the para product. But also, when phenol is nitrated, the ortho product is more than the para product. But as the size of the group becomes larger, the same nitration reaction as in phenol gives ortho-nitroacetanilide in very small amount, but para-nitroacetanilide in a larger amount. Okay. Now, continuing with this, you know that ortho-nitroacetanilide will not be so easily formed with electrophilic aromatic substitution. It is only 15 to 20%. But suppose you want ortho-nitroacetanilide as a starting material for some drug synthesis. What are you going to do? Just remember that if it is formed in 20%, that means 80% goes waste. 80% goes down the drain in your laboratory sink. So this is not a financially feasible reaction. What do? There are other ways. And one way, if you remember, in the previous lecture, I had mentioned that sulfonation is the only reversible reaction. Okay? And this can be made use of. Just see, if you want ortho-nitroacetanilide, start with acetanilide. First, sulfonate it. The incoming group is going to go at para position, right? So, SO3H groups goes at para position. Now, if you nitrate, the para position is blocked. And so the nitro group has to go to ortho position. Okay. So the nitro group goes to ortho position. This is ortho to NHCOCH3, but this group is SO3H. Okay. This is SO3H. The structure of SO3H is this. Okay. When this is the structure of SO3H, you know that there are no electrons which can be donated to the ring. And so this group becomes meta-directing group. And now look at the product form. It is ortho to NHCOCH3 and meta to SO3H. Okay. So this is a win-win situation. Once this is formed, as I said earlier, SO3H is a group that can be hydrolyzed very easily. So when you boil it with water and acid, that is dilute sulfuric acid, this SO3H can be removed, conked off. Okay. And so you get ortho-nitroacetanilide in a higher amount. Remember this reaction, this is very useful to increase the yield of some of the aromatic substitutions. For your information, there is an alternate way, and that alternate way is using a different nitrating mixture. Instead of using HNO3 and H2SO4, as is normally used, if you use acetic anhydride and nitric acid, then the product obtained is exclusively ortho-nitroacetanilide. The only problem is this reaction cannot be done for more than 10 grams at a time, because this nitrating mixture is an explosive nitrating mixture. The last part is reactivity of the substituted benzenes. So now, if this is a substituted benzene, I have drawn the cation that is formed. That is a positive charge here, here, and here. Okay. This cation, if the cation is stabilized by Y, then the reactivity is more than benzene. If the cation is destabilized by Y, the reactivity is less. Just try to understand, this is the cation. If Y is an electron donating group, it will release electrons. When it releases electrons to the ring, this positive charge is little bit reduced, right? Some electrons are released, so this positive charge is little bit reduced. And so the cation is stabilized. When the cation is stabilized, it increases the reactivity because stabilized cation is more easily formed, and so the reactivity is increased. As against that, when Y is an electron withdrawing group, it will withdraw electrons from the ring. When it withdraws electrons from the ring, this positive charge which is there is intensified further, and therefore the cation is destabilized. When the cation is destabilized, it will not be easily formed, and so the reactivity decreases. Look at this. When benzene reacts with bromine in presence of FeBr3, bromobenzene is formed. Toluene forms, say, para-bromo-toluene. And phenol forms, or 2,4-dibromophenol. Okay. Now, which one will be highest reactive? The highest reactive is going to be phenol. Okay. Then is going to be, because phenol releases electrons, the OH group releases electrons by resonance effect. Methyl group releases electrons by inductive effect. So it is less strong than the resonance effect. Okay. So methyl group containing compound will react slightly slowly than OH containing compound. Then will come benzene. Okay. When there is no special stabilization or destabilization. Finally, nitrobenzene will react slowest because the cation that is formed will be destabilized because of electron withdrawing group that nitro is. So nitro will withdraw electrons, so that positive charge is destabilized, so it will not be easily formed. Okay. There is a special case of halogens. If halogen is here, halogen is going to release electrons by resonance, and so will have ortho-para directing effect, right? When halogen is already present on the benzene ring, it will release electrons and stabilize the ortho and para position, and so it will have ortho-para directing effect. But halogen has a very high electronegativity. Okay. So by inductive effect, it withdraws electrons. So overall, the cation that is formed like this, I hope everybody understands that the cation formed, it can be this way. I'm talking about para position, but it can be ortho also. The cation formed, sorry, the cation formed will be like this or other. This is one of the cation that is formed. The other cation that is formed is like this. Okay. And likewise, there will be a third cation that will be formed. Okay. So this is the combined resonance structure of the three cations. But chlorine withdraws electrons, and so it destabilizes the cation. As a result, what happens? The reactivity goes down. Although it is orthopara directing, halogens are the only exceptions which are less reactive. Okay, reactivity decreases because the cation is destabilized during inductive effect. Okay, with that, we complete electrophilic aromatic substitution. What is important to remember is electron donating groups cause orthopara attack. Electron withdrawing groups, when already present on the benzene ring, cause a meta attack. You should be able to write the mechanisms properly. Okay, I have given here some questions, the general mechanism, etc., etc. You have to practice writing this mechanism. And this is an example which is very commonly asked. Classify the following groups into orthoparadirectors and metadirectors. What you have to do, the atom which is directly attached to the benzene ring, I am highlighting it over here. Now, see the electronic configuration of this atom and see whether there are lone pairs of electrons on these atoms. If there are lone pairs of electrons, it is orthoparadirecting. If there is a charge, positive or partial positive, then it is metadirect. Last is questions from Morrison and Boyd. Here I want to say something, that if you open Morrison and Boyd, and there are a lot of exercises given at the end of the chapter of electrophilic aromatic substitution. So what you need to do is practice conversions. After we cover all the lectures, I am going to put a video where all such questions are given, but it will be very beneficial for you to practice conversions. So, happy organic chemistry reading and practice writing. Okay, that is very important. Practice writing. Thank you so much for your